Okay, so good evening, everybody. Can you hear me? Because it looks like maybe not. So could you let me know if you can hear me or not? That would be awesome. Not too sure if this is working as it should do tonight. Can you hear me okay? Everyone hear me okay? Let's try that in the comments. Ah, cool. Excellent. For some odd reason, it's not showing up on my live stream meters. So good evening, good afternoon, everybody. And for our American guests, happy Thanksgiving, I believe, today. So I hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic. And thank you for joining me in this last minute impromptu live session. I hope if you can have a beer, you are joining me for a beer. And as always, we are on the Brewdog today, I believe. Let me just have a little look. There we go. We should be on the Brewdog today. So, yes. How is everybody? Everyone doing okay? I hope so. I'm just ironing out a few bugs at the moment. I've just switched over, as you can possibly see, to Apple. And right before the live stream, my screen share feed decided to stop showing my screen. And then it would show my screen, but it wouldn't show the right screen. So it was just a bit of a pain. So fingers crossed this will all work out okay tonight, because this is all new gear. The Apple, the Sony, which I used on the live stream last week, which worked really, really well. So anyway, as I just said, I hope you're all doing absolutely fantastically today. Thank you for joining me in this lockdown live. Couple of things I want to say. If you're joining for the first time, welcome, and I'm really excited to see you joining me today. Second thing is I've lined up a couple of really nice little deals for you today. Some extra discounts. I've got a couple of giveaways, but you're going to have to stick around to the end of the live stream, and then I'll tell you how you can get involved with the potential to win one of these, we should say, nice little gifts from some very, very nice people. And we've got some exclusives as well for things that are not even released just now. I've just received a message with regards to one of the things that we're talking about. So I'm going to have to keep checking my phone to see what the situation is, because this is where the chat's coming through. So bear with me if I do check the phone out. Like I say, this is because I'm trying to make sure that we've got this deal all set up live for you as I go through this evening's live stream. Okay, so who do we have at the moment? Oh, I see we have Kyle's in. So I did win over the Thanksgiving dinner then. So that's great to hear. And Kyle is one of the very generous individuals that's involved in tonight's giveaway. So I want everybody to say a big thank you to Kyle Van Dusen from the admin bar, who's in the chat tonight. So just if everyone can say thank you very much, Kyle, and you'll see why a little later on. Okay, so who do we have in tonight? Well, we're good to see Carl. Carl, it's great to see you made it here tonight. I know you're a little bit bummed at the fact that you missed the last one. So great to see you here tonight, and I'm sure you'll be a great help in the chat as always. We've got Andrew. Good to see you, sir. We've got Christoph from Poland. We've got Tamar Tiger. We've got Deirdre. We've got a name that I couldn't possibly pronounce, but hello. Pascal, great to see you. Phil Davis, also good to see you. And Charlie Bird, good to see you here as well. Dax, Dirk, glad to see you made it, young man. We've got Goran. We've got Mastigma. Kyle again. Finished my gigantic plate of turkey just in time. Well, I'm assuming mine's in the post. Okay. Ted Olsen, good to see you here. And we've got Njoku. I hope I said that right. Milosh, Ted, Rohan, Miguel, Hurwa. Wow, fair play. I'm really surprised at this last minute live stream how many of you have joined. So thank you so, so much for getting involved. And we've got Ted is from the USA, so happy Thanksgiving to you. Hello from Greece. Good evening, Greece. And glad to hear Dirk DV still sweating. I'm not even going to ask. I'm assuming you were just very busy and had to rush to get involved. Toronto, JM Graphics. Good to see we've got our Canadian brothers in. So I hope you're all doing well. And if you are celebrating Thanksgiving, that you're enjoying it. Okay. Got Nick in from Denmark as well. We are definitely spreading far and wide. Virginia, West Virginia, US, Trinidad, all the way from the Caribbean. Great to see you in from the Caribbean as well. Okay, so there's no real topic tonight other than Black Friday, Cyber Monday, deals that you are looking to pick up, things that you hope will be available to you, some deals that I think are definitely worth checking out. And like I say, I've got a couple of extra little bits and pieces that I think are really super cool. First one I want to start off with, though, if you just bear with me, I do need to switch over to some other documents while I'm talking, so I've got the right information in front of me. Now, the links for pretty much everything are in the description of this live stream. Yes, they are mostly affiliate links, and as you know, I only ever recommend things that I've either used myself, I pay for myself, or I've got a really, really solid relationship with those companies. And first of all, I do want to say thank you very much to the developers of Elementor. That's Elementor and the Elementor Guru, which is another suite of plugins, because they've given us a special 70% discount from now until 11:59 p.m. That's GMT on Monday, so Cyber Monday. If you use the code WPTuts70, and you use the link in the description below for that, you can grab Elementor and I believe Elementor Guru for 70% off, and that's a bigger percentage than anybody else is getting right now, I believe. So a big thank you to the developers of Elementor for being so kind as to contact me this afternoon when they heard I was going live and offer a nice 70% discount exclusively, easy for me to say, exclusively to the live stream tonight and to WPTuts subscribers and viewers. So if you want to grab that, now's a great time. You're going to get a nice chunky 70% off that. Thank you very much, Carl. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone as well. Thank you for your super chat. You're a gentleman. But like I always say, you do not need to use super chats. It's very much appreciated, but you don't need to do it. Your support is great just being here. And if you use the affiliate links for anything that you want to grab, that is fantastic for me. Okay. Thank you, Carl. Thanks for dropping that in there. And you are right, 70% off. So that's that one thing out of the way. And I'm going to go through a few bits as we kind of go through the live stream tonight. But what deals have you picked up so far? Have you grabbed yourself something you've been looking for quite some time? Are you still holding out to see if there are better deals coming out? Let me know in the chat, because I would love to know what you're really looking forward to. And I think there's some really good deals around this year. I know some people have been disappointed at some of the percentages, but if I'm brutally honest about it, it's been a tough year for everybody. And to expect some companies to turn around and give huge percentages off their products, I think it's a little unrealistic. You know, some companies have probably been doing well and they can afford to do that. Other companies, this is their main source of income. And if they've had a bad year, it's very difficult for them to suddenly turn around for a week, 2 weeks, whatever the sort of period is, and give really massive discounts. So I think we all need to be mindful of the fact that everywhere in the world at the moment is really is sort of suffering with, you know, it's a really strange time. That's all I'm going to say. And I've just realized I've left my living room light on, my room light on, which is probably why I look a little bit on the orange side. So you're going to have to bear with me, because I'll turn that off in a moment and maybe I'll look a little less glowy. But yeah, so lifetime deal on pCloud. I think they're doing well, aren't they? I think is it about $199, £199 or somewhere around that, Dirk? I've looked at pCloud a few times, but I picked up Ice Drive on AppSumo for, I think I purchased 2 terabytes, I think, either 1 or 2 terabytes on there. And so far, that's doing quite well. I don't think it's up to par with some of the things that pCloud are doing, but then pCloud have been around a lot longer. So I think it's understandable that they have a sort of stronger infrastructure in place. But pCloud is something that I've definitely been interested in, although if anybody's here using pCloud, what have you found? What's your experiences been with it? Because I would love to know if you're users of it and what you think of it, because it's one of those things that I just love to know if it's worth investing the money in, especially now with, you know, where we've got these lifetime deals out there. So that'd be quite cool. Okay, Goran, Elementor Pro, Expert, and CrocoBlock. Yep, I think CrocoBlock is definitely a good one. I think it's at 40% off at the moment. I believe it's 40% off. I think so, yeah. I think it's 40% off. So I would say now's a good time because I don't think we're going to get a better deal on that anytime soon. I know there's been better deals in the past, but again, like I say, I think it's been tough times for a lot of businesses, but also where Crockablock was 12 months ago, 18 months ago, 2 years ago, they've come a heck of a long way since then. And there's a suite, for lifetime, what is it, $799? Let's be honest about it. You could probably grab that with the 40% off now, and one client in most locations would pay for that, and then you're in profit straight afterwards with everything. So I think that's pretty good. WP Rocket, although was only 30%, but seems to work the best with Elementor. I've had a good use with WP Rocket. It's been very good when I've tested it out. I would say it's, yeah, like you say, I think it's a 30% deal at the moment, which isn't bad. I don't know if that sort of extends to just new users or people looking to upgrade. It's one of those things I like it where these are across the board. If it's 30% or 40% or whatever, it's kind of like everybody benefits from that. If you've got an account and you want to extend it, you benefit from it. So I know there's some companies that don't do that, and we kind of have that problem in the UK with companies like Sky and BT, which is our telecoms company. They're very much along the lines of giving the best deals to the new customers, which I don't think is the best way of going about it. Anyway, that's just my little rant. Okay, Phrase on AppSumo and dynamic content. Danny, I bought Phrase when it was first on there, which is probably, 2 months ago, 10 weeks ago, something like that. And I like it. I think it's a really good tool. I think it's one of those things. They're trying to bring SEO into it, which I know there was a few people weren't happy about bringing that in, but it is an extra paid for service, so you don't need to have it. And I found that if you're writing content for yourself, or if you want to, outsource your services to a client, this is a good way of researching that information, creating content that is going to be feature rich. It should rank really, really well. You can check out your ranking potential. It's very good. If you are also in the market for something similar to that, I would also take a look on the AppSumo marketplace. And if you just go to appsumo.com/browse, /marketplace. I don't know if it's still there. It was there recently, and it's one called Blogsy. Is it Blogsy? Let me just have a little look on AppSumo a second. I'll see if I can pull up the details on there, because it was one of those little deals that I kind of looked at, and I thought I really like the look of that. Picked it up, and it's actually quite a good way of writing content. Not too sure if it's still on there, so just bear with me. If it's not, it's a shame, because it really, Blogly. Right, let me just open this up. Hopefully my screen will play ball now. There we go. So this is one that I think if you write content and you want to have a good way of writing content, especially if you want to integrate that with WordPress and you want to have it with checking your SEO and all those kinds of things, this is definitely a little plugin that's worth checking out. Not plugin, a good little SaaS was worth checking out. Now, it's not the cheapest deal on AppSumo, but the developer is very, very active, very supportive of the actual product itself. So I would say if you're looking for something to help you write content, whether that's blogging content, whether it's content for your website, whatever you kind of want to do, this alongside something like Phrase is actually quite a good combination of tools. That's kind of why I picked it up myself, is because I wanted to have that nice little combination of tools that would make creating content and writing content for some of the plans that I've got for 2021 just a lot easier. So check that out. Like I say, have a look on appsumo.com/marketplace, and there's a ton more deals on there. And I say Blogly is one that I would certainly recommend checking out. I picked that up myself, and it's quite good. Okay, so let's have a little look what else we've got. Crockablock, yeah. Well, like I say, if anybody's looking to pick anything up, it would be fantastic if you did use the links down in the description below, because like I say, it does help me grab more plugins and things like that so I can test them out and bring them to you in future videos. Anyway, that's my sales pitch out the way. Okay, let's have a little look. 750 lifetime. Thanks, Carl. Okay, what do we have? Wow, so many comments today. iStrive are doing a Black Friday deal as well, 199 limited lifetime deal, almost the same as the AppSumo deal. It's pretty good. It's growing. It's if you're used to working with something like say pCloud, I'm assuming, or Dropbox, it's not quite the same. You still get your sort of shared drive. You can upload and you can share between different computers and stuff, and that works really, really well. They've also now introduced a monitoring location, so I'm assuming that will kind of work very much like Dropbox in the way that once you drop anything in there, it will then automatically get uploaded and shared between all of the computers that are accessing your ice drive. And I found it's quite good. You know, it wasn't crazy expensive. I think when I picked up 2 deals on AppSumo, it was probably about $140 for a terabyte of storage. And I just use it so I can just share, like live streaming files and things like that, and just different bits and pieces. So I don't really use any kind of its potential, but it's handy. And if you've got clients you want to work with and, you want to share files with them, that can be quite a good, useful way of working with it as well. It's quite cool. Okay. What else do we have? WordPress and Insight for $99 instead of $138. Yep, again, another very, very useful combination. I've been using WordPress myself for probably 18 months, somewhere around there. And I picked the Pro version up probably about 18 months ago. Yeah, because I'm on my second subscription with it at the moment. For $39, that's an insanely good deal. And the Insight option gives you more insight into the SEO options, your ranking options, and there's a ton more things you can do with it. They did send over access before it went live. I did have a little bit of a play around with it, but honestly, I just didn't have the time to dedicate to getting a good understanding of how it all worked. So I don't know how effective it is, but knowing how solid the WordPress plugin is, I can imagine the Insight service is something that's going to start off really, really well and grow and expand as you kind of get further into using it, its development and life cycle and so on. So yeah, quite cool. Dax, sorry I didn't use your link. Well, that's okay. There's always next time, like you say. There's always next time. How about Smart Slider 3, Amit Gupta? I do like Smart Slider 3. Where I've tested it and I've created content on it, I think it's quite a good slider plugin. It's a lovely interface. It's nice, straightforward to use, but I haven't used it for quite some time, so it might have moved on a lot since then. But I do like the fact that it works quite well with ACF. Dynamic content isn't too difficult to sort of include in it, so it is quite a nice way of putting that data in. So if you're in the market for a slider, I would say you couldn't go too far wrong with Smart Slider 3. It's quite cool. Okay. Thank you, Carl. Thank you for putting that up on there. Cadence membership was my Black Friday deal this year. Now, a lot of people are sort of loving Cadence, and I don't really have that much experience of it. I've tested it out, and it looks quite solid. I don't really use themes that much these days. As most of you probably know, and from the tutorials that I put out, most of it is all done with, with the Hello theme, just so I build everything out with Elementor Pro itself. So I don't really have a massive need for themes, but Cadence is one of those ones that I know is picking up a lot of traction. I know they're running a deal at the moment as well for their lifetime, I believe, and for the annual subscription. So if you want to grab that, there is a link in the description. So if you want to grab it, you can grab it through that link. That would be cool. Rank Math is also a very good one. I know there's been a sort of a bit of a split, a divide between what people are feeling about the way that this has kind of brought in a lot of extra tools into the Pro version. There's kind of some people thinking it's great to have a one-stop shop, and other people saying, well, let's just add in bloat to a plugin that we could use something else for. How do you fall into that? I mean, if you use Rank Math and you look in, or you've already purchased Rank Math Pro, did that come into the consideration? Did you think, that maybe this is just added extra weight to a plugin that's not really needed? Let me know in the chat, because I always like to know what you guys are thinking. Okay, take a look at PowerPack, 50% off. Yeah, PowerPack is another very good plugin. It's a good plugin suite. As most of you know with me, when it comes to Elementor plugins, I do tend to think there's just a lot out on the landscape that just literally do the same thing over and over and over and over again, which I think is a bit of a disappointment, because I think it's a missed opportunity. I know what's happening. I know they're ultimately aiming to capture the market of people that want some extra things, and they want the basic advanced sort of Pro features and not have to buy Pro. So you can kind of see where they're coming from with it. But I just think I like plugins that push the boundaries, that do different things, that there's enough scope on the landscape to be able to do so much more with plugins and so on to do with Elementor in Elementor Pro. So I would like to see more. Okay, Dirk. Sorry to say, Astra with the new header, footer builder, and all the new starter sites, almost everything Cadence has to offer. I know that there's that sort of, oh, so-and-so's copying so-and-so theme, and this is just a copy of that, and they're just doing what Cadence has done. But Cadence wasn't the first to bring out a header and footer builder. You know, there's been themes on Theme Forest. I mean, going back as far as, what was I used to use? I can't think what it's called. There's a theme that I used to use on there for a while anyway, and that was a really good theme. It just got bloated, and they brought in header builders, footer builders, alongside a pile of other things. You know, this has been something that's been going on for many, many years. So I think where people sort of are jumping up and down and saying like, oh, Astra's just copying this theme and copying this theme and this theme. Is there anything that's really new and original these days that isn't just a variation on someone else's interpretation of someone else's work? Isn't that basically what goes on for most things? So I think there's a lot of hoo-ha about that I think was not really justified. And you've also got to consider the fact that, you know, Astra's been around for a couple of years. It's got a solid development team there. It's got a solid history. We will forget about the whole, you know, sort of debacle with affiliate links and things. But again, they weren't the only company doing that with their themes and plugins. There was lots of others that were benefiting from those kinds of things. So they just happened to get caught out doing that and picked on for doing it, or, you know, sort of used as an example of why this shouldn't be done. But they've been around for a long time, and they've got over 1 million installs for a reason. And it's not just because it's free. It's because it is a solid theme with a solid support team and a solid development cycle. And they also have lots of other plugins that go around the Astra theme that are solid. I mean, when it comes to Ultimate add-ons for Elementor, that's one of the ones that I would, or so far, when I've used on commercial projects, I don't give a second thought to it because I've found that it's reliable, it's updated frequently, and it's been a solid plugin. Those are things that sometimes are more important than bells and whistles and all the flashy bits that some other things, you know, themes, plugins, you know, all those kinds of things that they bring to the table. It's not always about those flashy things. A lot of the time, especially if you're making money out of this, you're selling these products as part of your service, you want a solid product that doesn't cause you stress and hassle. And like I say, you know, Astra's been around for quite some time. Brainstorm Force have been around for a while, and they've got solid products. So that's my take on it. But like I say, Cadence, great theme. Just, I don't really use themes too often. Okay, planning to pick up WP Vivid. Well, from tomorrow, they are doing a sale. Again, there's a link in the description below. I don't think it starts until tomorrow because I got an email off them earlier on. And I know that they are doing away with the lifetime plan that is currently on offer there. So if you are considering picking up WP Vivid Backup Pro and you want to take advantage of the lifetime, like I did probably about a year ago, I don't think they're having that around much longer. Whether that'll end after Cyber Monday, I don't know, but they are saying that they're no longer having that as part of the deal that we're moving forward. So I would say if you want to grab it now, before you miss out on, first of all, the discount and also the potential to have that lifetime deal. So grab it while it's hot. Okay, I'm going to take a little drink and I'm going to have a little look at the comments and see what you guys are saying. Okay, I use Bloggly, this great platform to get unique quality content. Peter, you're absolutely right. That's what the developer behind its core concept is. It's not about flipping content where you just literally, you know, take what you've written and use an algorithm to flip that around and reuse the same content over and over again with just enough being changed to keep, you know, YouTube happy. It's more about, you know, having a product that allows you to create great content moving forward. So if you do that, and that's kind of like what you want your site to be, then I would, and again, whether you want to sell this to clients as well, because you could easily sell this. Even if you work with a copywriter, you know, you could use these in conjunction and sell this on to clients. I think it's a solid little platform. And like I say, I've got no affiliation to this. I mean, if you want to use my AppSumo link in the description below, you're more than welcome. I think it's a generic one to AppSumo. Whether that'll pick it up as an affiliate, I have no idea. But even if you don't, I grabbed it, I paid for it. I've got no affiliation with the developer or anything else behind it. It's just, I think if you write content, that and phrase are quite a good combination to help you create unique content and optimize it for best results. Andrew, Well, have a look at WP Vivid for sure. Yep, have a little look at that. I would suggest you do. How to apply the coupons in LearnDash. I believe these coupons are only available for the 2 days, the Black Friday and the Cyber Monday, between certain times. Have a look at the link in the description. There's information there about the codes and when they're valid for and from and to timescale wise. And I think that's EST, which I think, you'd have to sort of make sure you set your clock and check the time out on that to make sure that it's valid for, wherever you are in the world. Okay, but a 50% deal is worth setting your clock for, I think. Okay, Andrew, from WP Vivid website, the Backup Pro lifetime plans are going to be closed as of January the 1st, 2021. Yeah, so you've got, what have we got? 5-6 weeks to get it if you want to, but obviously if you want to get it with the best deal, it's going to be grabbing it with the current discount and grabbing that lifetime deal to go with it as well. Yeah, okay, right, what have we got? Dirk, for anyone who's looking for a form builder, P.NET has a new plugin which will work everywhere. There's a Black Friday deal too. Yep, I still haven't had a chance to try it yet, but it is supposed to be a good forms plugin. There's also Fluent Forms, which is a good plugin. That's running, I think, 40% lifetime deal. And there is Fluent CRM is still on offer for 40% off. So if you're looking for a platform to be able to build your email marketing and then maybe sort of get some extra things going on afterwards, then that might be a plugin to take a look at. I know I picked it up with, I think it's the 3-site or 5-site license a little while back. So that might be something you want to look into if you're looking to get into email marketing with automations and so on. It's still very early in its development cycle, but based upon the feedback when I was looking into it, Fluent have a great track record of building a solid product and building a solid product over a period of time and building that infrastructure on a good solid foundation. And I know I keep getting emails off them probably at least once a week telling me about the new things that they've added into Fluent CRM. So if you're looking for that kind of thing, check that out. I think there's a link in the description. I have no idea. Thoughts on Blog Vault, Kyle? Been testing for 3 months now, still not sure about it. The security has been great. Sites disconnect a lot. Plugin updating takes forever compared to main WP. I haven't tried it. I've seen it, and I think they're running a deal at the moment as well. And I think they might have even contacted me. I think they have. But no, I haven't tried it. For me, I like main WP. I've got that system set up. It works for me. It works well for me. I don't feel the need right now to look for an alternative. But I would say if you think it's any good, Kyle, keep me updated with your experience. If it gets better, let me know, because if it does get better and you start to get happy with it, then I'll take a look at it and maybe do some content on it. Okay. Is WP Vivid worth it, Ted? Yes, it absolutely is worth it. Sorry, I'm sure, Kyle, there's a joke there somewhere. I'm too sober to realize it. So Ted, yes, I would say if you're looking for a tool like WP Vivid Backup Pro, it's definitely worth jumping on. I know I picked up the freelancer license, which I think is 100 licenses, active licenses, something like that. I think that's what the freelancer one does, and it was definitely worth picking up. So I would say if you're looking for that kind of facility, it's worth it. Even the free version is awesome. The free version has tons and tons of really cool options in it, and the pro version just makes it even better. And it works really, really well with main WP. I've got a video on that. If you check out the channel and just do a search for, I think it's my backup process, or just do a search for backup, there's a video on there which is my full setup, and it'll go through all the facilities I've got, how I use WP Vivid Backup Pro, how I use WP Reset, main WP, and some other bits and pieces to have a pretty solid backup system for monitoring and maintaining your client's website. So check that video if you're unsure. Have a little look what you think, and then maybe jump on that main WP, that WP Vivid deal, which I think starts tomorrow. I don't know how long that's lasting for. It might just be a Cyber Monday and a Black Friday deal. It could be a couple of days. I don't know, but check it out and have a look at that video. Okay, so what else do we have? Would you use LearnDash together with a Hello theme or alone or with Astra? Depends how quick you want to deploy your site. I tested LearnDash out when I bought a license for it last year with Astra, because Astra supports it and they've got some pre-built templates. And it works well. And it's a nice quick starter theme. You could get things set up probably within the space of half a day, configuring everything before you're ready to put your content onto it. It's a good combination. I would say I would go that way, unless you really want to get stuck in and build everything from scratch, at which point Hello would probably be a better option. But Astra's already pretty quick, so I don't think you'd be losing anything. I think you speed up your development time. You can still create your designs and your layouts for all the other parts using Elementor Free or Pro, and you can integrate directly then into LearnDash or LearnDash directly into Astra. So that's the way I would go, personally. I think Cadence also now integrates with LearnDash. Double check that because I'm not 100% sure, but I think it does. So you might want to check that out as well and see if that is a better combination. Just see which you think looks better, which you think has the facilities and tools that you want. But I don't think I would go down the Hello theme route with that, just because the increased development time for something that I don't really think you're going to get a massive benefit when you jump into the course side of things, which is where the template's going to help you, or the theme's going to help you more than anything, and then just design the rest of your site around it with Elementor or Elementor Pro. That's what I would do. Is LearnDash the best LMS solution? I don't think it's the best LMS solution, but you'd have to test the different ones out to see, do they have the facilities? You might have something very specific in mind, in A, how something works, or B, a particular function or something in there that you want. You need to sort of just create a sort of checklist of the things that you need, the absolute must-haves, the would like to haves, and then compare the different, sort of plugins to see which you think is the best. And also, if you're looking to seriously, create online learning courses, don't necessarily look at WordPress being the right platform for you, because once you factor in the license for the theme, the license for LearnDash, your hosting, your video hosting, your security, all those different things, that can very quickly mount up to a lot of money, especially if you have a lot of courses on there. So you may be better off taking a look at something like Teachable, or, is it Kajabi? Kajabi, one of those kind of online learning platforms. And I think a lot of those have like a free tier for one course. So you might want to sort of sign up to something like that, take it for a test drive, try selling your course on there and seeing if that works. If that works, then maybe take a look at using that as the basis for building your learning platform. I wouldn't necessarily say WordPress is the best way of going about doing it, personally. Second thing I want to say is, if you can hear the dog barking, do excuse me, because tonight was a bit impromptu, so he's in full flight tonight, so you might hear some barking going on. Anyway, I hope that helps with the LearnDash and the LMS and that kind of thing. Okay. Stavros, what was your question again? Can you drop it in there for me again, please, sir? And I will try my best to answer that question. Okay. Let's have a little look. So, now, to carry on with LearnDash, I've been saying, Dax is saying, I don't think it's the best one. You didn't like the way that it worked out and made the lessons and so on. This is the thing. This is why I say it's always worth taking a look at how things work and taking a look at what options are available, because each one can have a very different way in which it works, how you set things up. Some can be very convoluted, very long-winded, very awkward to set up. Others might work in a slightly different fashion, a little less logical than you may find. But all of them just take a long time to set up a course. They really do. There's no simple, quick way of dealing with things. It does take time. So check them out and take a look. Okay, let's have a little look. Let's have a see. Okay, so Kajabi. Thank you, Dax. It is Kajabi. Andrew, with the WP, does it back up to the server before backing up to the destination source, thus requiring a fair bit of storage, the site's hosting server? Pretty much sure all of the backup solutions like that are going to have to back up and then zip onto the server where your files reside before it'll then offload them and send them over to, Dropbox, Amazon, those kinds of things. So you would need to make sure you've got storage space on there. And generally, I think you probably want to look at least 3 times the amount of usage that you currently have. So if you're using 500 meg, you realistically want to have about 1,500 megabytes free, because when it's backing up the site files, it's then going to run the zip compression settings or the gzip compression side of things. So you want to make sure that that has plenty of space to be able to work and do all those kinds of things. So yes, you are going to need to have, plenty of space on your server to make sure that there's room there to do it. Okay, Deirdre, Main WP or managed WP. All depends on what you want to do. Main WP is a self-hosted solution, so you get full control of it, and you can even run that on a local setup on your own machine and not have to worry about security settings, because you can just turn it on when you want to use it. So that's quite cool. Main WP, the benefit of managed WP, the benefit of that is that it's a paid for solution in a lot of ways. So if you want to run backups, it's paid for. You want to have sort of monitoring, it's paid for. It really comes down to which way you want to go with it. If you don't mind paying for that on a monthly basis, you want to offload that to the clients, then maybe something like managed WP is going to be a good solution. I would say test them out, because managed WP has a free plan, and you can test that out for updating, being notified of updates and those kinds of things, so you can at least get a feel for it. And main WP is free to install, so just set it up on a subdomain on your local machine, whatever you kind of want to do, and test it out and have a little look. And again, I would recommend taking a look at my video where I've covered that, my entire setup, and that'll give you a good idea of how it works, how you set it up, and all those kinds of things. So that might be enough to give you an idea of if it's the right thing for you, if it's kind of going to work the way you would like it to. Okay. Stavros, I will try my best to answer your question. Let me just have a little look. I'm using Elementor Pro to design websites. What would you choose between dynamic content and CrocoBlock? Just want to get a better feeling on how heavy each one of these. Can't speak tonight. I only had one drink. Okay, I got an idea of what you're talking about. Depends which way you want to go. Neither of them have amazing documentation. This is something that a lot of people will say the same thing. They are notorious for not having the best documentation. Jet Engine, say CrocoBlock. Sorry, I should say CrocoBlock. CrocoBlock is a massive suite of tools. So if you buy in, let's just say you're looking at purchasing the lifetime deal, which is the all-inclusive lifetime deal, you're going to get a massive amount of tools moving forward. Are you going to use every one of them? No, you don't need to. Excuse me. But you've got a massive toolkit there that allows you to get really, really creative. You don't need Elementor Pro, which is another big advantage. But obviously, with all those tools, there's going to be a bigger learning curve because you have a lot of different things to work with. Dynamic content for Elementor is a great plugin. Again, documentation isn't great. It is getting better. But the easiest way to look at it is that dynamic content for Elementor enhances what you can do with Elementor. And it has a focus to it. Whereas and it's one plugin. Whereas CrocoBlock, you can pick and choose what you want to install. So if you only want to work with dynamic content, you can just install Jet Engine. If you want to work with just WooCommerce, you can install Jet WooBuilder. So it really comes down to what you want to get out of either of these plugins. If you want an entire toolkit, then then CrocoBlock is the way to go. If you just want one plugin that you install and use the bits that you want, then maybe dynamic content for Elementor is the better option. But what I would suggest is get involved in the Facebook group, which is, as I'm hoping most of you know now, WPTuts.co.uk/Facebook. Join up there, post that question, and you will get a lot of great feedback. But for me, it comes down to what you realistically want to get out of your next big purchase, shall we say. But if money is an issue, you will not be going far wrong with dynamic content for Elementor. It's a great plugin. It has a lot of really useful and powerful features. But then so does CrocoBlock. But CrocoBlock ultimately is more expensive because you're buying an entire toolkit, whereas dynamic content for Elementor, you're buying a tool that has lots of options inside it. So I hope that kind of makes sense and sort of just gives you some indication. But as always, have a look at some of my videos that cover it. Take a look at where I show you how to use like Jet Engine and Jet Smart Filters. See if that kind of is the way you want to go about working. Take a look at my video series on dynamic content for Elementor that shows you how to use various different parts of it. Get a feel for how you think you would prefer to work. They are very, very different in the approaches on how you use them. So get involved in, like I said, first of all, the Facebook group. Ask the question in there because there's going to be tons of people that's going to give you great opinions on what they think of both those plugins, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I hope that at least helps a little bit. Okay, so let's have a look. Next one. Now I've lost where I was now. There's so many comments going on here tonight, which is fantastic, but it's hard for me to keep track of what I'm talking about. Oh, well, it's very nice to see the blog lead developing. Now, I'm not going to say your name. Is it Kennedy? I hope that I got that right. But thank you very much for popping in here tonight. That's really nice of you. Very, very nice gentleman and very active in developing his Blogly platform, which I think is an awesome little platform. And one, like I say, I've been using myself for probably the last 2 to 3 months on and off. So great to see you here tonight. And thank you very much for popping in. It's really nice. Okay. What SEO tool do you recommend? All of the good ones are so high prices. If price is your biggest influence, your biggest factor, then WordPress Pro, because it's $39 per year for unlimited sites. I don't think there's another platform out there that has the features and the facilities that WordPress has with an unlimited amount of sites for that small amount of money. So I would say that is the way to go. If you can stretch a little bit more, then maybe take a look at either WordPress with the Insight option, which is on offer at the moment for $99, or Rank Math Pro, which I can't remember what the price is off the top of my head. But you've got a ton of options in either of those, both of those. Neither of those is going to be a bad option. And in all honesty, I would question yourself: do you need Pro? Do you need to go Pro? Because Rank Math on its own, the free version, has so much that should be more than enough for probably 90% of use cases. So you might not even need to bother spending the money to go to the Pro version. And WordPress, in all honesty, is very similar. The free version that has tons and tons of great facilities inside there that should do most of what most of us would need from an SEO plugin. Unless, of course, like I say, you're charging clients and you're really solid on SEO and you want to promote that, then maybe you'll need some of the more advanced features that the Pro versions bring. But I would just question whether you need to spend the money on a Pro version at all right now. But if money is tight, WordPress Pro is an amazing deal. So I would say take a look at that. Okay. Okay, I'm probably going to butcher this name, so I do apologize. Thashara, any suggestions on video hosting with a HLS? Anyone recommend Publitio? They have a $299 LTD. I bought Publitio myself. I haven't really used it too much at the moment. It all really depends. Video encryption is the hardest part, and making sure your videos are not being copied, which is always a difficult one because, let's be honest, anyone can just set up a screen recording thing and just record whatever's on screen at that time. So Publitio, I think, is a good option. I don't know if they offer a demo kind of thing, so it might be worthwhile checking that and see if they offer a demo or a money-back guarantee. If they've got a money-back guarantee, you've got nothing to lose by taking a look at and taking it for a spin. So I would say have a look at that. Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at the message I'm getting with regards to one of the deals, so please bear with me. Okay, next up. Did you comment on PyNet forms? Do you recommend? Regards, Thomas. Thomas, I have talked about PyNet forms. I can't recommend it because I haven't tried it. So I wouldn't want to sort of say yes or no because I don't have enough of experience to give you a solid answer on that. But if anybody in the chat has used it, has picked it up, let us know in the chat what your opinion is of it, your experience of it. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it still early days? Let us know, and hopefully that will help out anybody else that's interested in it, including Thomas. So hopefully we get some feedback on that for you, Thomas. Okay. What else do we have? Croco has been great for me. I actually used it with ACF and then dynamic content too, Rob. Same here. When Jet Engine was early days, when it wasn't a particularly feature-rich platform, I basically used to use the same thing. I used to use Jet Engine's ability to work with ACF, so I could get the benefit of using the ACF fields and the extra options we had there, and then all the filtering and the kind of good things that we had with Jet Engine. But now I think that's grown so much. It's a solid platform in its own right, and for the right projects, I think it'll do most of what most of us would need. There's going to be some very niche cases where you need to have some expansion, and the benefit of using something like ACF over a tool like Jet Engine, and I say Jet Engine, not the Crocoblock Suite, just Jet Engine basically, is there's a lot more third-party plugins that'll work with ACF that'll expand what you can do with that, whereas Jet Engine obviously is a Crocoblock product, and therefore there's no third-party integrations that I know of right now, and I don't know of anything coming up in the future either. So, you know, both of them are amazing tools, and like I say, I think Jet Engine and the Crocoblock Suite, and the way that they're dealing now with technical support, which I think is a really good way of doing it, where you can sort of now schedule a call where you can have like a Zoom call and they'll talk you through and go through with it. I think that's definitely setting them apart from a lot of other companies out there. And I know they get stick in the sort of Facebook group, but what we have to consider, and it's always difficult to sort of consider this because we've all probably done the same thing. You're on a deadline, you're trying to work on a project, something doesn't work the way you want it to, there's a bug, a new version's been rolled out and there's a problem, and we start to get frustrated and we sort of take to our keyboards and have a little bit of a whinge about it, which is human nature. But we have to consider the fact that that suite of tools is so comprehensive and most of them are interlinked to each other that I think they do need to have a pat on the back for the fact that they're taking the initiative to try to get better technical support, to have one-to-one support. The Facebook group is also got some really great people in there helping support that or those products. So I think Crocoblock need to have a little bit of a pat on the back, to be honest. I know I'm probably biased because I work with them, but I still tend to sort of say it as I see it. If a company isn't doing a particularly great job, I'll say I don't think they're doing a great job. But I think, you know, we do need to sort of take on board when people are doing a good job. So that's just my little 2 pence worth. Anyway, okay. What else do we have? Okay. How to grow your YouTube channel. Put good content out. Okay, so what else we have? For hotel booking website, would you use Crocoblock or something else, Charlie? Have a look at the demo. If you've got a Crocoblock subscription, have a look at one of their demos, which I think is the sort of, it's a holiday kind of thing. But even if you don't have Crocoblock, try that demo out. I think if you just go to the Jet Engine site or have a look, message me if you want to, or email me, or just put something onto Facebook after this to remind me, and I'll point you in the right direction. But you can test that out, and it's got booking options on there, and it'll calculate the pricing and all those kinds of things. So I would say you could viably build a kind of booking holiday hotel kind of site easily with the Crocoblock suite of tools without any real problem. I think you've got everything you need there to be able to do it. So like I say, check that demo, because I think you'll probably appreciate that's probably going to do a lot of what you're looking to do. And maybe that'll be the kind of thing that shows you that Crocoblock is the right tool for you. So check that out. Okay. What else do we have? Did anybody ever hear of Kufa? No, I've never heard of that, Dirk. What exactly is it? Let me know. Rank Math Pro still has the launch deal active. Yeah, like I say, I don't know what the deal is on that, but it's worthwhile checking it out. Like I say, if you want to go down the Rank Math Pro side of things, it's a great plugin. Like I say, just whether you need all those extra bells and whistles, just ask yourself that before you install it or pay for it. That's what I'd say. Okay. Casho Bibi, please say some words about Oxygen and Brizzy. Okay. Brizzy, really like it. I really do like Brizzy. I think Brizzy Pro is a solid platform. I wish they would develop it a little quicker, and I've said this before in the past. But on the flip side, the fact that they're not rushing new features out, they're making sure that when they come out, they work. And I'm sure there's going to be bugs. I'm sure there's going to be people that are annoyed with things not working the way. That's just unfortunately the nature of any kind of software, whether it's an online software, whether it's only computer software, whatever. There's always going to be bugs. So Brizzy, I do like it. I think it's a solid platform. Now the fact that they've brought out the WooCommerce integration, and the way that works is pretty cool. When the blog integration comes out, I think they're going to have a massively solid platform, and I think then they will be taken a little bit more seriously for more advanced websites. Because up until this point, while Brizzy is very, very good, obviously not being able to build WooCommerce with it, not being able to build blog sites with it, has kind of hampered what you could use it for, and therefore I think it's hampered the uptake from people that might like what it does. but not necessarily want to use it in projects because it doesn't do everything they want just yet. But now it's starting to mature. I think it would definitely be something to take a look at. I know there's a deal at the moment. I know there's the lifetime deal as well. I think there's a couple of hundred licenses left on that. If you like the look of Brizy Pro, grab a lifetime deal because you get 2 years of Brizy Cloud, which I'm sure most of you know. I think Brizy Cloud is awesome. Yes, it's got a couple of issues with it. Yes, it's had some issues in the past, but again, it's technology. It's new technology. You know, we all love to have a solid experience where we never experience any problems, but how many times in your life have you ever purchased anything or used anything that hasn't at some point had an issue or issues with it? You know, that's unfortunately the nature of technology. There are so many moving parts, as it were, virtual or real, that there's always a scope for problems. But Brizy Cloud, I think, is awesome. I just really do like what you can do with it. Charlie Bird, thank you very much for the beer. You didn't need to do that. That's very kind, and I will crack another one open in a minute, and I hope you're joining me tonight as well. For a beer, that is. Okay, Stavros, sorry, just to clear things up, does Jet Engine require Elementor Pro to work? No, it doesn't. You can use, well, no, I don't think it does. I don't think you need to use the dynamic features. I'm not 100% sure. If you go for the CrockerBlock suite, you don't need Elementor Pro at all. You can do pretty much everything you need inside the CrockerBlock suite. Jet Engine on its own as a dedicated plugin, I haven't actually installed it without Elementor Pro. So I don't 100% know for sure whether, well, I'm pretty certain you can use Jet Engine as a standalone without Elementor Pro. But if anybody can just confirm that in the chat, just let me know, just so I'm not talking rubbish. Okay. What else do we have? I hope that it helps me with Stavros. So that's give me some ideas. Please suggest hosting between A2 hosting and Name Hero versus Hostinger. I'm afraid I can't because I have no experience of any of the three. So I couldn't really say. I have to apologize on that one. But if anybody else has got any feedback on those, let us know. No, it does not need a pro version. Thank you very much, Babak. Good to hear. So no, it doesn't need the pro version. You can get away with just Jet Engine on its own, which I kind of thought it was, but I'm not 100%. Dirk, so Kufa is, what do we say on here? It's an online storage, I think you said it was. So I'm assuming it's something similar to pCloud and iStrive and something like that. But I've never tried it myself. Elstech, so you need dynamic tags. Oh, I'm confused now. Okay. I don't have, if I had my other laptop, I could test this out, but I can't because I'm using the new one, which I don't have everything on. So I can't tell you for definite. Drop a comment in the comment section below when this video is finished, and I will double check for you just to make sure that you don't, or you do or you don't need Elementor Pro to work with Jet Engine and to use dynamic tags. Okay. Okay, so anyway, my WordPress theme is incompatible with Elementor Pro, and I need ACF for dynamic content on my footer, Elementor blog. Any solution? I think you're going to have to change your theme, unless, of course, what theme are you using to be incompatible with Elementor? Let me know, because I've never actually come across anybody that said that they've got an incompatible theme. Okay, Ted Olson, security plugins. I know, I do apologize. I haven't actually been quick enough on coming back to you. Mark Fail, thanks, Kyle. You PC lover. Security plugins. I tend to use iTheme Security. That's the one that I've been using for a good many years. You can use the free version, and that should do, well, I assume, most things. Doesn't matter how good your security solution is, you still also need to make sure you've got a solid backup solution in place, because I don't think there's anything that's going to be bulletproof. There's always going to be the potential with updates and with incompatibility somewhere that someone can bypass any kind of security measures you might have on a website. It's just the nature of being online. So the first thing you want to do when you put that on there is make sure you've got a solid backup system in place. Ultimately, you want to have more than one backup solution. So in other words, if you've got a good hosting company, they should be offering daily backups, weekly backups, and monthly backups. That's one level. You should have something that does backups yourself, whether that's going to be using something like Managed WP, Main WP Backup Pro, any of those kinds of things. So then if something happens, and someone does bypass your security, you can get things back online as quick as possible while you then look at whatever the problem cause was. So make sure that's factored into whatever solution you use for your security. But iTheme security is what I use. Okay, so we've got a few different things. Let's have a little look. What have we got? Okay, Luca Marble Designs. I have Elementor Pro and I'm on the fence about buying Crocoblock to create my e-commerce store. What package of Crocoblock do you recommend? That comes down to what you want to do. If you want to do the e-commerce side of things, then I think it's the e-commerce options. Let me just open up another browser a second. Let me just have a little look at Crocoblock. And I shall take a little look at what we have on there. Let me just find the pricing. I mean, personally, I would always say if you can afford it to go for the all-inclusive lifetime, because then as your plans change, you never have to worry about not having the tools for it. But just to pull this up, let's have a little look. You're probably going to want to go for the e-commerce option. That would probably be the easiest option because then you're going to get all your JetWoo builder side of things. But if I'm honest, I would go, even when you're talking about e-commerce is currently $52 for the year, as opposed to the all-inclusive. This is one site, I know. So let's actually flick that to unlimited. So e-commerce is $107 currently versus $172 for the all-inclusive. If your budget would stretch to it, I would say you might as well get the all-inclusive yearly. And if you can really stretch to it, I would go for the all-inclusive lifetime. But as bare minimum, you'd want the e-commerce option. And obviously, like I say, if you want one site or you want to have multiple sites, it's up to you. Then obviously the price changes. But all honestly, again, to go from one site at $52 to unlimited at $107, it's kind of a bit of a no-brainer. You may as well go for the unlimited. Then one client should pay for that without a problem, and then you like I say, you're in profit then for the rest of the things that you're doing. So that's what I would say. I would suggest. I say I like Crocoblock. I think it's a great suite of tools. But I also love ACF, which incidentally, ACF are offering a deal. And if you are looking to jump onto ACF, let me just have a little check a second. I believe they're running a 25% discount at the moment, which is always good to see. Let me just have a little look, just so I can double check. ACF Pro. And let's have a little look. So yes, we've got is well worth the investments. Thanks for the great tutorials, Jeremy. No problem at all. Thank you very much. Glad you find the tutorials useful and glad you're enjoying using Crocoblock. Sweet. Dirk, I use WordFence and iThemes and I'm switching everything to iThemes. WordFence is getting way too heavy and slows everything down. That's another thing that's worth considering as well is what are the implications on running your server? Is it going to get a lot slower? Is it going to have an impact? I found iThemes went through a period probably a couple of years back where it did have a little bit of an impact, but now I don't find I notice any difference when I install it. And for the potential couple of percentage difference it may make, I'd rather have some kind of security in place, knowing that it at least helps mitigate people accessing the site. And there's also some really nice little things inside there that allow you to automatically ban IP addresses that have been sort of added to a blacklist, like a global blacklist, like a centralized server. So you don't need to keep track of that. They will automatically be blacklisted from your site. So that just takes a lot of hassle out of the way as well. So again, it's one of those things that is quite useful to have there. Okay. Have I still got a frozen picture or is everything okay now? Oh, I'm back, am I? Oh, I do apologize. Strange. What was the last thing you heard? I doubt it was anything interesting if I was talking. Apple freeze pops. I'll go back to my Dell laptop, I think, next time then. Good way to invoice clients quickly. Sorry. If you want to deal with invoicing and you want to deal with your accounts and things like that, I would say definitely take a look at what do I use? Wave apps, Wave accounting. So let me just pull that up a second. It's completely free. You can use it to manage your accounts, which is always a good thing. But you can also have it, then you can do invoicing via it as well. So I just want to pull this up so I don't see my also details and so on. But this is one of the things that I use for my business is waveapps.com. Like I say, totally free. It's a fully fledged invoicing system, a fully fledged accounting software. You can do all your reports and everything on there. It's actually really quite useful. It's not that complex. This is what I jumped onto when I became a freelancer 4 years ago, and I've been using it ever since. I've supplied details to my accountants, and they submit my accounts and everything directly from within this. So it does it all for you. So this is a good way of dealing with invoicing. It's a good way of dealing with your accounts. Everything is centralized in one location. You can brand it to a certain extent, so you can drop your logo, your colors in there. It's quick, it's reliable, and touching wood, it's worked really, really well for me. So check that out, because that's something that's quite good and might be a great option for you. Okay, so have a little look. Okay, so let's have a little look. So is everything okay now? Are we all talking? Are we all being able to hear me okay? Am I coming through okay? No dropping? Because it does look a little bit jittery at the moment. So I don't know if that's just me or the stream, or because both myself and my partner are both live streaming at the moment. Yeah, so that might be why there's a few dropouts. So I do apologize if that's the case. Need to use this Wave Apps port. Thanks for that, Paul. No problem at all, Andrew. Check it out. If you need any help with it, just drop me a message and I'll be happy to help. So I was talking about ACF. Okay, so what I was saying was basically at the moment you've got a 30% discount on new licenses and a 15% discount on renewals. This time of year, they always seem to run a discount, the Black Friday, Cyber Monday discount. So it's probably a good time to have to sort of jump on that. And if you jump on that, then obviously this time next year, you're probably going to get that Black Friday deal again, and you're going to save yourself a little bit of money each year. So, okay, yeah, blame Apple. Let's blame Apple. Or it might be to do with the fact that it's, like I say, there's too lots of live streaming going on in the house. There's a few other things going on. So it might be a little bit of a crap connection. So I do apologize if that is the case. Hopefully this will pick back up soon enough. So fingers crossed. Maybe I'll go back to using my Dell laptop next week. Okay. Invoice, Wave Apps, or Stripe. It all depends what you want to do. If you want to have one location where you're dealing with your invoicing, you're dealing with your accounts, then I would say Wave Apps. If you just want to invoice and you just want to have online payments, then you could use Stripe or you could use PayPal. But even if you use Wave Apps, you could integrate that with Stripe, so you could still receive your payments based upon using Stripe inside Wave Apps. So you get the best of both worlds. But I say if you want to deal with accounts, then I would say Wave Apps is definitely a good way of going about things. Okay. Kyle, been using Wave Apps for 3+ years, 99% great. Yeah, same here. I think it's solid if you don't want to pay. That's a good thing. Okay. I've never had issues streaming live with Apple, but hey, look, at the end of the day, it's the new M1 Mac, so who knows? There could be little jitters. But honestly, I think it's probably more likely down to the internet connection or just the internet at the moment, because obviously being Thanksgiving and so on, there's probably a lot of people using the internet and YouTube, for example, to do, family get-togethers and so on. Anyway, okay. What else do we have? Still looking for a way to swap WooCommerce archive products on Hover with a theme, ePro build. Perhaps I need to take a little look at that. Okay. Yeah, all working okay. Jittery sync issues and mic popping. Hopefully that's sorted itself out. Is this still sounding okay, or is there any sort of jitters? How are we looking? Let me know in the chat section. Okay, so where are we at the moment? We are time-wise. Okay, we're at 8 o'clock. So what do I have for you? Right, bear with me, because I just need to check something out on my phone. And I also probably need to check my emails right now. And then I'm going to tell you a few things that we've got, or that I've got lined up for you, that I think should be awesome. And I've got to say a big thank you to a few different people. So first of all, I want to say a big thank you to Kyle, who's just commented, because Kyle has been kind enough to give me 3 copies of the WOM, which I'm not going to say what he wants me to say, so I'm not going to say it. So the website owner's manual. I'm going to be giving 3 of those away. And you're going to stick around to the end of the live stream to find out how you can get access to one of those 3 giveaways. Second thing I want to say is that I've got 10 licenses for CSS Heroes starter plan to give away today as well. So again, you need to stick around to the end of the live stream to find out how you can be in with a chance to win that, or one of those. Third thing, Bloxy Pro is going live today. Now, this is where I'm kind of keeping track of the messages because I think there's been a couple of technical issues and I just need to find out when that's going to happen. But I've got 3 licenses, 3 annual licenses for Bloxy Pro to be able to give away as well today. So like I say, stick around to the end of the live stream because I'm going to tell you exactly how you can be in with a chance to win one of those 3 goodies. So a big thank you to everybody who's been involved in that. And like I say, don't forget, there's also that 70% special discount just for WPTuts viewers for Elementor and Elementor Guru. Just use the code WPTuts70 at checkout and you can get that nice discount. And that's going to be available until 11:59 p.m. GMT on Monday. So just bear that in mind. And like I say, big thank you to everybody. And like I say, Kyle's in the audience tonight, should we say? So a big thank you to Kyle. So I like if you can take a couple of seconds just to say thank you, that would be absolutely awesome. Okay, so let's just have a little look. So bear with me. I need another 20 minutes just before I can get approval on this. So bear with me while I say okay to that. Okay, so pretty cool. Sorry, Andrew, you do have the WOM already, but then again, you can pat yourself on the back for being an early adopter and buying into what's already a great little, what can we call it? An add-on, a business add-on, a business aid? Kyle, what would you call it? What would you say your website owner's manual is? If we wanted to give that a title, what would you say it is? Let me know. Bought it 2 days ago. I got no pitch, Phil. Okay, so nice to see some love inside the chat now tonight for Kyle. And he's doing a fantastic job. Incidentally, I will be on one of Kyle's future shows, I think. If I'm not mistaken, it's in a couple of weeks' time, so we'll have to let you know when that is as well. But it's nice to see the love. Oh, look, another can. Nice to see the love for Kyle's hard work because he is a very, very hard-working person. Has to be said, he's doing a fantastic job for everybody that's kind of freelancing in business and things like that, which, if you're not a member of his Facebook group, please feel free, Kyle, to drop the link to your Facebook group into the chat tonight, also in the comment section later when the sort of live stream ends, because I'd love to see more people from this live chat, from my group and so on, to get involved over in your group as well, because I think what you're doing over there and the people you got inside there is great to see. I absolutely love the fact that you've got a great growing community helping people out. And I'd like to think it's very similar to the WPTuts Facebook group, where you've got some really helpful, friendly people. It's a great atmosphere. So if you're not already a member of that Facebook group, please do head over there and become part of the I can never say it right, the admin bar. So get involved. Carl's doing a great job. Okay. Yeah, Carl, drop your Facebook group link into the description. Or if Carl's got a couple of seconds and he can grab that and drop that into the chat as well, that will be much, much appreciated. But fantastic job. Sales tool. Yes, let's go for sales tool. Okay, could you repeat what was the 70% code? Of course I can. WPTuts70. That's all it is. And I'm Dutch too. Luckily, it was in Dutch too. Cool. Okay, cool. All right. So the thing I want to say is I'm blown away tonight by the number of people that are actually joining us in this live stream, because until last week, I think we peaked out at just over 100 people in the live stream consecutively. So to have 139 or 140 in you at the moment is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to blame Kyle for this. Obviously, they've just come to see Kyle being so amazing in you tonight and giving things away for free as part of the WPTuts family tonight. Oh yeah, WPTuts sponsored by Punk IPA. Oh, I so wish that was the case. It's Tuesday. I'm on it. Is it, Kyle? Tuesday? Oh, flipping heck. Okay. There we go. There's the link to the admin bar community. Like I say, if you're not a member of that already and you like the sort of feel and the atmosphere inside the WP Crew Facebook group, head over there because I think you're going to enjoy the atmosphere over there. It's very, very similar, very supportive, which is absolutely awesome. Okay, just need to have a weekly Black Friday show. I'd have a drink problem if I keep doing live streams like this every single week. Yeah, it probably would be the best idea, would it? Okay, so we've kind of covered a few bits and pieces tonight, and I just want to sort of touch upon a couple of other things. I've added a few more links into the description of this live stream, a couple more deals that I think are useful. I've also created a page over on the WPTuts site, which I will put a link in the description later on once that's finished. That'll have a link to all the different things that I would recommend. Like I say, you look at some sites, there are tons and tons and tons and tons of links because they are just a bucket load of affiliate links. But the only ones that I would actually suggest, as you probably know by now, is anything that I've either purchased myself or I think is actually worthwhile taking a look at. And you don't even need to use my affiliate links if you think that's worth it. You know, if you like the look of a particular tool, grab it yourself. You don't have to use my affiliate links. It makes no difference whatsoever. Just a nice way to show appreciation for helping me create more content like this for you guys. And obviously buy a new computer because this Mac is not very good for live streaming. Apple. Say no more. Okay. Let's have a little look at the comments section, and then I'm going to just run through a few more bits and pieces, and then we're going to take a look at how you can get access to these goodies. Okay, let's have a little look. Well, it's nice to see so much love for Kyle in here tonight. That's awesome. If he's not feeling all warm and fuzzy, he should be. Obviously, his family might not be so happy because he had to down his Thanksgiving meal very quickly so he could jump in and become part of this tonight. Okay. So look, happy Thanksgiving to American friends. Not WP rated. As an aside, my daughter's put together a wee lockdown video for drama. Any decent online places to edit a phone video? Online ways of doing it. You mean as opposed to editing it on the phone, which I would have thought would probably be a little bit easier. Have you tried MailPoet? No, I haven't tried MailPoet. I did look at it. I just didn't like... I know we had a conversation about this, I think, on the live stream last week where people were saying that maybe I got a little bit... Maybe it was a little bit wrong the way it was sort of brought across. But where they are very, very strict on the type of content that can actually be sent out from their servers. And you can get banned from it, which apparently I'm being told was wrong on that front. But you still need to take into consideration anytime you use any kind of services like this, whether it's like MailChimp, MailPoet, MailerLite, anything at all, there's still going to be terms and conditions. There's still going to be quality of content you send out, then certain different sort of topics that are frowned upon, banned, and those kinds of things. But if you're using your own SMTP service, which you can do with MailPoet, then obviously you wouldn't be confined by those limitations. You should still bear in mind you don't want to send, sort of spam or junk like that out, but there's still topics that are not appreciated being sent out via those servers. So if you have those kinds of topics, I think, don't quote me, I think like pharmaceuticals is one of those. So if you work in that industry, then maybe something like MailPoet isn't going to be the best option because I think they are quite strict on that side of things. But, check out the terms and conditions there for that. Make sure you're not doing or trying to send content that they deem inappropriate in any way. But if you want to use their service, but you don't want to use their servers, then you could still get MailPoet and you could tie that into your own SMTP servers. And then you could use something like, is it Amazon's, is it AWS or something like that? I can never think off the top of my head. So there's ways in which you can sort of bypass using their mail service, use your own mail servers, probably even make it cheap as chips to do it with that kind of thing. And who do I just see then just said they use it? Pascal. I use MailPoet, it's great, but there are rules. Exactly. I think that's the thing is you have to be careful what you're sending and make sure that you read the rules before you purchase it if you know you're going to send content that might be considered inappropriate via their servers. Yeah, thank you, Carl. AWS, Amazon Web Services, that's it. And I believe it's something really cheap as well if you want to use like them for mail services. Something like, is it something like 10 cents for 1,000 emails or something like that? Something crazy. So, there's ways in which you can use the tool, but you could use your own mail servers if you wanted to without spending huge amounts of money. I mean, good bought Smart Slider 3 using your link. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for using that link. That's very, very much appreciated. You're very, very kind. Okay. Thank you, Carl. Thank you for sending me the link. Okay. Yes, bounce back can be an issue with MailPoet. Have you found any real problems with that? Is it sort of like a big problem? Is it, quite high bounce back rates? Because obviously that's the last thing you want, is to have sending out a mail shot, especially if you've got tens of thousands of emails you're sending out, then you have quite a high portion of those being bouncing back. What's been your experience with it? This is for Cool CMSC. Let me know what kind of issues you've had with it, because again, like I say, it's good to have a conversation, because we're all learning about these different tools. We're all finding out whether they're good tools, bad tools, and they're the right tools for us or not. Okay, right then. Andrew Dunn, you need to look into AWS mail services. Would Fluent CRM be a better option? Fluent CRM, you still need to use your own mails. I'm pretty sure you still need to use your own mail service for Fluent CRM. Fluent CRM is something that's worth taking a look at. Like I say, at the moment is very heavily biased towards email marketing, like your sort of active campaigns, like your MailChimp, your I can't think of the other one. So if that's what you're looking for, I would say take a look at it. If you think the lifetime deal is worth grabbing, like I say, I know I grabbed it when it was, I think it was like $99 for, I think it's 3 site licenses. And I thought, well, it's worth a punt for that, because even if it's not where I want it to be right now, in a year's time, if the development is as good as they say with things like the Fluent Forms and Fluent Tables, I think it's all Ninja Tables, then it's worth getting on the ground level and let it mature a little bit. But if you want to have a platform that can grow and you could use, then I would say it's worth looking at. It is sometimes it's worth grabbing them early days, not for where they are now, but where they're going to be in 6 or 12 months' time. So I would say take a good look at Fluent CRM, because it might match your requirements right now, or it might match them by taking a look at their sort of where they're going with it. Davey Dennis, did I try Sweet Dash? No, I didn't, because I don't really need those kinds of tools. I don't really use a CRM as a CRM, because you've got GDPR issues in the UK and obviously in Europe and stuff like that. It's just a bit of a pain in the behind to have all those things in place just to keep people's data. And in all honesty, I don't really need to keep people's data. So a CRM for me is kind of overkill. I do freelance work. I don't do as much as I used to. I tend to do more YouTube than anything now. And I'm pretty good remembering people's names anyway after at least 6 months. So a CRM like Sweet Dash, whatever it's called, was overkill for me. And the feedback I kind of got from it was that it wasn't a particularly solid platform, because there was so much in it. There's so much to learn from it that it was kind of overwhelming for a lot of cases. And my use case would just been complete overkill. Good evening, Susan. It's lovely to see you here. Hi, Paul. Do you have any videos and thoughts on WP Fusion? WP Fusion, if I'm not mistaken, is the hosting company that also bought out, what's it called? Flywheel? If that's the case, no, I've never used them. I just found they were incredibly expensive for what they offered. But if anybody has any experience or thoughts on WP Fusion, drop those into the chat section and let's help Susan out with some information on that and see if we can give some ideas on it, if it's any good or not. Pascal, the problem is clients adding their own dirty lists. And this is going back to the MailPoet question earlier on. Yeah, if you're opening this up to your clients and they are not providing or not uploading clean lists, that can obviously have an impact upon you, because that's the other thing with MailPoet, that if you purchase MailPoet and you let your clients use those services and you sort of like have sub accounts for clients, if they upload a dirty list, as Pascal says, the problem with that is that your account can get banned, blocked, blacklisted, whatever it is. And that would mean that if, let's just say, for example, it was you and 9 clients on there, and that one client uploads a dirty list, that's you and 8 other clients that lose their entire service because it's your MailPoet account that gets closed down. So it's worthwhile taking those things into consideration if you want to open this up to, clients and things like that. So it's definitely worth, being careful with these kinds of things. And sometimes it's just easier to look for a solution that's dedicated to one thing, not necessarily that's sort of plugged into WordPress, which I'm not really a big fan of, if I'm brutally honest. Okay, what do we have? Input on managed WP versus main WP, please. We kind of already covered that earlier on in the video. Quick synopsis of it. Main WP I would prefer because it's self-hosted and it means that I can manage and control everything, and I can even have it set up offline on a local machine and only use it then when I want to connect to the internet. So it keeps the security level a lot higher. Managed WP is a great platform if you want an all-in-one solution that's already hosted for you and you don't mind paying monthly for things like backups, for monitoring services and so on. If you're passing those on to your client, those costs, and they're happy with that as part of their management or maintenance plans, then that can be a perfect option for you. Just weigh up which one works the way that you would want to work and make a choice from there, I would say. Did we talk about video hosting and did we talk about Publitio? We did talk briefly about Publitio and we did talk briefly about video hosting. Excuse me. You realistically want to have dedicated, secure video hosting. You can use Vimeo. You've got the Vimeo sort of like paid for plan. But I've also heard people saying that there's a bit of a problem with that they don't always play that fast. They can be sort of slow down when you're trying to launch a video, even though you can restrict that video playback to a specific domain, which obviously would be your learning platform. But as I said earlier on, sometimes you've got to weigh up the cost of all the different aspects of having an online course versus paying for a platform that's has everything included in it: your SSL, your design, your website, your landing pages, your video hosting, all those kinds of things. You've got to weigh those two things up. So I hope that kind of at least helps a little bit. Okay, what do we have? Fluent Forms all the way. Okay, any substitute for SEMrush? I've never actually used. Oh, I'm going to sound like, did I use SEMrush? No, I don't think I did. I don't know, if I'm honest. Okay. I started with Managed WP. It was good, but I switched to Main WP after I saw Paul's video. In my opinion, it's better, more extensions. It's more flexible, I think, is the easiest way to look at it. You're not limited to just what Managed WP wants you to have access to. Main WP has integrations with other tools like WP Vivid Backup Pro. So if you then found that you didn't like that particular backup solution or you had a problem with it, you can always move to something else. Whereas when you have something like Managed WP, if you don't like the way something operates, you have no alternative inside Managed WP. At least that's my understanding with it anyway. So I would say, you pay your money, it takes your choice which direction you want to go in with those two things. Okay. Ahrefs is too expensive, Carl. Ahrefs is expensive, but the free plan does give you some useful information these days. And if you're looking for something along those lines, sort of, you may want to take a look. Bear with me a second. Let me just hop over to AppSumo a second, because there is a product on there that might be useful for you, which I think is called, unless of course we are talking about the same thing, which might be SEMrush actually. Bear with me a second. Let's have a little look. Fair play, AppSumo have got so many deals on at the moment. SERPWatch. You might want to take a look at SERPWatch. That could be something that'd be useful as well. And again, I don't know if this is how many of you are actually involved in the SEO side of things, but this is a lifetime deal starting at $59. And if I scroll down, we can take a look at what they have there. So the $59 deal gives you 150 track keywords and 2 client portal, and you can see they go up from there. Now, this is something that I've been interested in grabbing myself. If you are interested in keeping track of keywords and your search engine ranking positions and so on, So you might want to take a look at that, and you might be able to use that in conjunction with the free account on something like Ahrefs to give you a pretty solid, not too expensive way of being able to monitor and, work on your SEO side of things. So maybe check that out. SERPwatch could be something that might be useful for you. Okay. Well, let's have a little look what we have. Yash Grover is important. Is it important guest posting in SEO? I think the most important. I suppose it means that you're talking about you guest posting on someone else's site, someone else's blog, or having guest posts on your site. Because if it's you posting on someone else's site, then obviously the benefit of that is if you're putting content onto a site that is ranked quite highly by the search engines, any kind of link back to your site is going to give you a potential improvement in your search engine rankings because you're coming from a highly ranked site. If you're talking the other way around, a big part of that kind of comes down to whether your site is highly ranked. If it's got quite a low rank, doesn't have a lot of weight when it comes to Google, it's a newish site, then the potential benefits are quite small, I would say. But any kind of backlinking with good sites is a good thing, both ways. Okay. What else do we have? So we have Labrica via AppSumo adds insights as well as besides monitoring. How many people actually here use AppSumo for deals? Have you bought many deals on it? Have there been anything you sort of grabbed and you think this is an absolute gem? Because I think there's a lot of stuff coming onto AppSumo. There's been a lot of people that are a little bit annoyed with the amount of content and sometimes the lower quality products that are being put on there. But do you use it? Do you sort of keep an eye on it? Do you grab deals, test them out, and then if you don't like them, sort of refund? For me, I'm kind of getting picky. I've grabbed a couple of really good ones on there. Plutio was a really good one. That's grown really, really well. Let me just have a little look what else I've picked up. Let's have a look at my AppSumo apps. What else do we have on there? Well, of course, we've got, what's it called? What's the image compression one? I can't think of the name of it now. I'm having a real mind blank night tonight. I think I need to drink more or less. Well, yeah. What's the one I'm talking about? There we go, Short Pixel. How many people have picked up Short Pixel from AppSumo? I mean, I picked up a couple of deals on Short Pixel. I know, honestly, it's been a solid little platform. I know they're on there again at the moment. So if you're looking for image compression and optimization, that's quite a good deal. But what deals do you pick up? And do you use AppSumo? What about SaaS Mantra? That's another one that's quite useful. That's nowhere near as many sort of deals going on there on a regular basis, but it is still quite a nice way to keep an eye on good deals that are coming out. They're a little bit more picky with regards to what goes on there, but it's still quite useful. Better Proposals is another one that I picked up on there, and that's a really good proposal piece of software. Wasn't particularly great when it started. It was quite limited, but it's definitely picked up and opened up a lot more options. What else have I picked up on there? Restream was quite a good deal. So if you do sort of streaming, Book Like a Boss, if you want to do online booking options, quite a few different options on there. Attention Insight, I think a few of you know that I use that one to sort of check out the designs that I'm putting together. And I've got a video at the moment that I'm working on for building a WooCommerce site and another site that shows you how I would use that. WP Reset was another one I think you know about. Okay. If so is also on a deal at the moment. Link in the description, which is quite a good deal. If so is quite a useful little tool, especially if you want to get into the geolocation and geo-targeting your content. That can be quite useful. So I would say if you're looking for something like that, If So is a good deal right now. Jean-Francois, I bought a lot from AppSumo, but now I'm getting really picky. I feel like I've already had everything I need. I keep a weekly eye on it, but I haven't bought anything recently. I think you can really, really go down the rabbit hole when you start taking a look at the deals they've got, and then you start taking a look at the comments and the feedback, which I think you should do, because that's where you're going to get a real feel for two things. One, how responsive the developer or the marketing department for that particular tool actually are, and also how you may sort of go in there with a real sort of tinted specs on, shall we say, and then people will ask questions and things like that and think, I never thought of it from that point of view. So I tend to really deliberate over any purchase that I make on there, because I really want to sort of find out, is this going to be something that I think is going to be useful? And are people going to come up with questions that I just didn't think of? And I think, actually, that's a bit of a game changer. Without that, it's not really that useful. But yeah, you're right. You can get burnt out with AppSumo. Okay, picked up callback tracker. Never tried it. Better Proposals as a BF deal, 50% off first 3 or 4 months, would give you a good feel. It's really great. It is a very good plugin. Fair play. Oh, it's not a plugin. Very good tool. There is another, what do you call it? A proposal deal on at the moment, which is hidden away at the moment because they've got so many deals going on, that if you're looking for something to do with proposals, which if you are freelancing, you're setting yourself up a business, you want to have, a really good quality way of sending proposals to clients, monitoring those proposals, which really is worth its weight in gold. You may want to check out Fresh Proposals, which is currently, again, on AppSumo, link in the description, I think. But this is $49 on the lifetime. This gives you 30 active proposals. So if you're a freelancer, an active proposal basically means it's not been accepted yet. So you're still kind of liaising with that potential client, that prospect. Or you can jump up to like the next to double, which double's a bit odd, where you get only 50 active proposals. But that could be something you want to take a look at. But yeah, Better Proposals was definitely a really good deal, and one that I'm glad that I picked up when I had the opportunity. Okay, Susan, it can be addictive. You're damn straight it can be. It is very addictive. Deposit photo I got on AppSumo. Now, deposit photo, I think maybe because I've got, Envato Elements, I don't really look at those as being any real use to me, because Envato Elements is one of those things that I've got access to so many photographs now, and they just brought out a, another sort of photography kind of thing. And that gives you a couple more million photographs, I think, you could sort of use. But I like Envato Elements. It's one of those things that I was originally paying, I think it's the $29, which is the the monthly subscription plan. But then they sort of brought a deal out about 6 months into that, where I get it for like $19 now, I think. And even though I don't use it with clients every single week, it's just the fact that if I'm looking for something, or I want a background, or I want some animation, or I want some effects for After Effects or Premiere Pro or something, or Final Cut Pro, there's so many on there. It just means that I don't have to go and purchase those from anywhere else. So I found that it's been a really, really good thing. So deposit photos has never been one that I've really been that interested in. But a lot of people sort of love the whole deposit photos thing. So I can see there's a few of you in there tonight that are sort of like, you would appreciate that side of things as well. Mark Peterson spent way too much time on AppSumo. It is a rabbit hole. It has to be said. It is very much a rabbit hole. I'll need to post a list of recommended AppSumo offers you've bought. Andrew, you're right. I could do with putting some bits and pieces on it to do with that. I just don't want to. I know it might sound silly, and I'm probably sounding a bit salesy tonight. I don't like just sort of going on to places like AppSumo and just putting video reviews up or content up of the deals and things, unless I think it's something that I really, really think that is worthwhile for you to sort of grab. Like WP Reset was one that I really, really felt was a good product. They're 301 redirects, which I know they're giving the freebie away. And I was sort of like had 301 redirects sent through to me ages ago when they were sort of really early in the development phase with it. But they just build good tools, and they're just genuinely nice people from my interactions with them. But I do like WP Reset, although I don't like so much the amount of database overheads that it adds in there. I would like to see that streamlined a little bit, but I can understand the reasons why it's there from a technical point of view. But, it is what it is. Buying Airmeet next week, Miguel. Honestly, that's what I've been looking at as well. I'm kind of fancying the idea of having another sort of platform where we can have these get-togethers. I'm also thinking of potentially putting together, tentatively titled The Inner Circle, which might be I've recently had the option to turn on memberships on the YouTube channel, and I've kind of been debating whether I want to do anything like that at all. I don't know. So I'm kind of contemplating the idea of maybe having something like the Inner Circle, which means that we can have like these live streams, but they'll only be for members, and you can have your camera on there, and we can have more of a sort of a small group of people that get together on a regular basis, and we discuss things like business opportunities. We talk about freelancing. We talk about things that I wouldn't necessarily talk about on a live stream, but things that for the right people might be really interesting. So if that's something you'd be interested in, let me know in the chat if that's something that you think would be useful, and I might take a look at adding something like that in the future. I'm still chucking the idea around to see if I think it's something that I want to do, whether I think it's a viable option for the channel and a direction that I might want to go in. So let me know in the chat if that's something you think would be any use to you, and I'd love to know. Environmental Elements is really great. They're doing a Black Friday, Cyber Monday 30% plug-in. What's that gone now? That's disappeared. I pay $14 a month for it. Yeah, mine might be $14. It might be 14 or 19. But if you're working with clients or you're working with projects and you just want to have access to a massive pool of photos and videos and stock videos and sort of sound effects and music and plugins and themes and God knows what, I don't think you can go far wrong with that, because let's be honest about it, you can buy one of those a month and you can easily pay what you'll pay for that monthly subscription fee. And like I say, I've been paying for this myself for probably the best part of 3 years now. So, you know, I'm not saying about something that I don't actually use myself, because I do pretty much every single day. Okay, Carl, what do we say? Maybe a Facebook group post about your top 10 most recommended personal recommendations on usage. Yeah, possibly. I'll have to have a little look. I'll have a little think about it. Like I say, I never want to come across as being all about the selling you something. You know, the channel was never set up for that. The channel was always set up to be able to share the things that I've learned, to be able to just give back, you know, talk about things. It's why tonight when I sort of said about the live stream, I had a couple of people sort of contact me, a couple of different businesses to do with, you know, WordPress and so on, and they wanted to give better discounts. They wanted to be involved in tonight's live stream. So I thought, well, okay, I don't mind mentioning what you're doing, but how can I give something back to you guys that are actually part of the live stream, so you benefit from me telling you about the release of X, Y, and Z, or like with CSS Hero. I've worked with them in the past, and they sent me 20 licenses for that particular plan. So I want to give 10 away tonight, and I'm going to give 10 away to the top 10 people that are part of the WP Crew Facebook group at the end of the month. So if you're in that top 10, you'll be given a free license to that CSS Hero plan. So I like giving things back. I think it's great if I can benefit and I can get different businesses involved. And I say Kyle was absolutely awesome tonight, that he was happy to let me have a couple of freebies that I can give away to you guys. Awesome. I say we all benefit. Okay, so going back to what we were just talking about with the Inner Circle, that's a tentative name, because that just sounds a little bit sort of highbrow. What do we have? Susan Wheeler, I joined the Inner Circle. Thank you very much. That'd be fantastic. Great idea. Yeah, for sure, Stavros. Phil Davis, the Magic Circle. It's not be anything magic. I'm drunken. The Brewdog Circle. How about we call it the Brewdog Circle? Anyway, it'd be interesting your group idea, but sadly not sure if I currently have a lot to give back. We all have things to give back, even just by asking questions is giving back. It's not always about having knowledge to share. Sometimes it can be asking the question that actually triggers the conversation, that we all benefit from, learning new things, and just open up a conversation. You know, this is why I like these live streams. That's why I want to do a live stream tonight. It's because I just really, really enjoy the two-way conversation, the interaction. And I think if we could do that where we've got small groups and we have actual cameras so we can talk face-to-face kind of thing, like a Zoom conversation, that might take it to a different level. It's always good. Okay, so I'll take a little look at this Inner Circle, or whatever I decide to call it, and I'll probably put something together over the next couple of weeks, and we'll see how we go from there. And if it picks up some pace, then absolutely awesome. We can give it a try. thank you very much for your feedback, as always. To do, is the WP Vivid Ultimate worth it, or is the freelancer enough? That would kind of come down to your use case. For me, I bought the freelance option, which, correct me if I'm wrong, I think is 200 licenses, or 100 licenses, maybe 100 site licenses, I think it is. For me, that's perfectly fine, because I don't have over 100 clients, and if I did, I'd probably just pick up another plan, and I don't use it with every single client anyway. So if they don't have a maintenance plan with me, I don't use it with them, so they don't benefit from it. So 100, the freelancer plan, was perfectly fine for me. But obviously, your use case is going to come down to how many sites you think you would ultimately need, to work with your clients and potentially any sort of projects that you work on yourself. But I don't think you'll go far wrong with either. It's just a great piece of software. I really do like it. And again, the developers, when I've reached out to them, they've been really good. I've done some sponsored content with them. But in all honesty, most of the other stuff that I've done is off my own back, because I actually use it. I bought it. I didn't get any discount just because I created content. I paid the same price as you were paying if you went for the the freelancer deal, not the Black Friday. I just paid the $200 for it. So, I think it's a good piece of software. Yeah, it's cool. Okay. Move add-ons. I hope you'll check out our plugin Move add-ons and make a video for your subscribers. Well, drop me some information. Hop over onto the Facebook group, which is wptuts.co.uk/Facebook, and just send me a message on there, and I'll take a look at what you have to offer. Okay, what's the code for Elementor? Thank you very much, Christoph and Dirk. It's WPTuts70. That's all it is. And I think if you look in the description of this live stream, you'll see it's in there as well. If not, I'll put it in there later. Dinesh, good evening. How are you? I'm glad to see you here. Very nice to see you. Andrew, you definitely get sponsorship for the Brewdog Circle or a letter from their lawyers. Probably the latter, unfortunately. Okay, so I want to check one thing out before I go any further, just to see if something that I'm hoping is going to come online has come online. And then we're going to wrap it up soon, because I'm surprised how quick these actually go on for these live streams. They seem to fly by. So let me just open my emails up a second and see if I've got any information from my contacts. So just bear with me. I'm just trying to remember what my email account is. Okay, Spark. I didn't look if that doesn't crash, because that seems to be a bit awkward at the moment. Oh, thank you very much. Right, bear with me. I'm just taking a look, see if I've got any info. No, nothing's come through to me yet. Okay. So I'm going to send a quick message just to see if I've got an update on what I want to find out about. And if I have, then I'm going to tell you all about it. I'm going to tell you also how you can go about actually potentially winning some goodies tonight. Say that's part of the fun tonight is I wanted to get some goodies in for everybody to say thank you very much for being part of what we're doing around here. You are absolute rock stars. Okay, let me just say this a second, and we will go from there. Okay, let's go back to my live stream window. Okay. Discussion of care plans would be good, what to include, how much to charge, etc. Andrew, that is, I'm writing the content at the moment. I want to make that something that's going to be really, really useful, because I think I've just got to make sure that I come from the right angle. I don't want to sort of just just knock something out for the sake of knocking it out. I want to make sure that what I put out there to do with maintenance plans is going to actually help people. Like I say, one of the great starts that you can get is going to be to grab Kyle's website owner's manual. Excuse me, this is very, very gassy. Grab the website owner's manual, because I think that's going to give you a good head start in the right direction to offering sort of care plans and maintenance plans to your clients, new and old clients. But I want to make sure that I put something together that's going to be solid, that's going to help you. And I might actually have a word with Kyle and see if we can come up with some idea of putting some content together on that, which I think could be quite cool. So yeah, it is part of the plan. It will be a dedicated video on it, and it will also be part of a bigger course that I know I want to sort of put together. I know we've been talking about this course for way too long, and I need to get my behind in gear and actually start putting the course together. But as with everything, one, it's having the time. 2, it's making sure that everything that I put together in it is logical. And after having a conversation with Dave Foy a while back, I kind of went back to the drawing board and started my idea for this course all over again, because I don't want to go into the nitty gritty. I want to give you a much more high level way of working, so you can take my ideas, you can take the processes that I want to give you as a starting point and as a sort of kickoff point, and then you can use those either verbatim, so they can take them exactly as they are and use them exactly as I would, or you can just use them as a starting point to chuck ideas around, to throw the bits you don't want out, to modify the bits you quite like, or just to pick and choose the different bits and pieces that you think are going to be beneficial to you. And that way you can just deal with the entire client life cycle, from phone call to, sort of handing over the end project to, dealing with ongoing maintenance plans, care plans, and so on, and moving forward. The whole thing, but with processes in place, so you can literally just streamline either what you're currently doing, or if you're just setting up as being a freelancer, or you're just testing the waters of whether you want to do it, you're starting off without making all the mistakes that probably most of us have made when we started freelancing, or setting up as an agency, or setting up as a small business partnership, whatever. So that's kind of where I am, and hopefully, like I say, you'll understand why I just don't want to put out a substandard product for the sake of putting one out. That's kind of where I am with it anyway. So hopefully that's okay. Thank you very much, Kyle, and thank you very much for your involvement tonight, for being in the chat tonight, and also for giving us those copies of the website owner's manual. Take care, and I will speak to you next week, if not before. Okay, what else do we have? What other questions? Discussion on care plans would be good. What to include, how much to charge? Yeah. So I think that will be something, like I say, that will be very, very good for also the inner circle, or whatever we decide to call it. I think that would be quite cool. Okay, so I'm waiting for a couple of bits and pieces to come back. But in the meantime, I just want you to do one thing for me. So let me just switch over to my other screen. And I want to pull up some information, because I want you to go to a certain page. And from that page, you'll be able to enter to potentially win the giveaway. So all I need to do is find the screen that I need. There we go. So just bear with me a second, because all my stills have decided to disappear. Honestly, these last minute live streams, they're more stress than my planned ones. Okay. So what I want you to do for me is, if you want to be in with a chance to win, I want you to go to this link, and I want you to just simply pop in your name and your email address. Nothing more than that, and submit that form to me. Once you've done that, I'm going to collect all of those, and I'm either going to take the first lot that come through to me, so you want to get on there and do this quickly, or I'm going to randomly pick them. I'm going to see how I feel after having a couple more beers. So either way, you're going to be in with the chance of winning quite a few different things. We're going to have 10 licenses for CSS Heroes Starter Plan. We've got 3 copies of the website owner's manual. We've also got something else that I can't tell you about right now, but then again, I think I've already told you about it, so I might as well tell you. 3 licenses for Blocksy Pro, which is what I'm waiting for to come through to me right now. So what I'll do is, once I've picked those winners, in the next couple of days, I will be contacting you via the email address that you supply me, and I will then give you the information about how you can collect your winnings. So please do go over to that particular address you can see on screen right now, and then just simply pop in your details. The email will come through to me, and then you're going to be in with a chance of winning one of those. And I might even see if I can grab a couple more prizes in the meantime while I'm picking the winners, and see if I can get a couple more goodies in there to say a big, massive thank you for being part of the live stream tonight, and also just being part of the WP crew in general, and being all around awesome human beings. So I'll put that back up a little later on screen. But for now, you need to go to wptuts.co.uk/BF2020 and just simply pop in your details inside there, and you will then be in with a chance of winning some awesome goodies. Okay, so thank you very much. I can see lots of dones. You are absolute awesome. I find people balk at the thought of having to pay a monthly maintenance fee. A few have gone elsewhere, so I may be an approach to the subject. yeah, this is one of the biggest things you're going to find is the way people are sort of going to perceive having to pay you every single month. And this is where I think we need to have a conversation about different ways of approaching it, different ways you can look at it, different ways you can sell it. That's the thing. I think if you've got the website owners manual, you probably got a good idea of the way that that Kyle is working with this, and I think it's a good way of doing it. But there are still plenty of other ways in which you can take a look at approaching maintenance plans. And they don't have to be monthly. You could do annual ones. I've talked about this in the past, that what I've done in the past, and I still do to a certain extent, is that I will sell a maintenance plan, which is basically my hourly rate at 50% reduction, and they get an allotment of hours that they can use over a 12-month period. So they might have 12 hours, they might have 6 hours, and they can use those as they want within the confines of what that maintenance plan covers. So it could be content only, it could be content and design, whatever you want to do. You will find some people will use all 12 hours in a month. You'll find other people that use an hour over 12 months. You don't let it run over. There's no sort of stockpiling of time. Once that 12-month period is up, it's over and starts again. If they want another one, they start with a fresh plan. Lots of different ways of doing it. So this is something we can talk about without any problems in the future. So we will take a look at that. Okay, so what do we have? I now have the Blocksy Pro option. So I'm going to quickly pop over to that screen. So let's just take a quick look at that. So this is Blocksy Pro. Now, I have no idea about the Pro version of this at the moment. This has literally just been launched this minute. So you are seeing this the same as me, and probably the same as a lot of other people. So we're going to take a look, first of all, at the features. So if you win, you're going to have access to this. We've got 3 licenses for this to give away. But the Pro version, you've got KN support, enhanced header builder, header Pro elements, advanced menu, enhanced footer builder, footer Pro elements, custom sidebar, an advanced hook system. And I always like to see a hook system in a theme. It's always good. White labeling if you're offloading this to clients, which is awesome. Custom fonts, Adobe Typekit fonts integration, and local Google fonts. Now, local Google fonts is something that's going to be super useful if you want to get better scores, because obviously, as we all know, the ranking factor of having offsite sort of links to fonts and stuff is not necessarily the best way to go about it. So nice we can have local Google fonts. And in all honesty, this is a really nice looking page. So yeah, so take a look at this. I will put a link in the description below, but you can find it at creativethemes.com/Blocksy/premium. You can take a look at that. And like I say, I've got a couple of licenses for this to give away as a big thank you. And a big thank you to, now I'm gonna butcher Sergey's name. I just hope I'm saying it right. If not, I do apologize wholeheartedly. But a big thank you for contacting me earlier on and asking me, because I let you know about the Blocksy theme, and also being kind enough to give me a couple of licenses to give to you guys as part of tonight's live stream. So check that out. Take a look at Blocksy Pro. Like I say, I will update the description with a link to this a little later once this is all finished. And don't forget to jump over to my page and make sure you just sign up to that to get yourself in with a chance of winning one of those 3 licenses. Okay, so we've been on here now for the best part of 2 hours. So I'm going to answer 2 more questions, and then we're going to call it a night. I do apologize. Is this still freezing, or is everything okay? Let me know. Hopefully everything will be okay. Looks a little bit better than what I did earlier on for me anyway. Okay, let's have a little look. What do we have on here? A couple of comments to do with maintenance plans and so on. Like I say, maintenance plans is something that I think is a real gray area for so many people. You don't really know how to go about doing them. So let's take a look. If we set this inner circle up, we'll set that up as one of the topics we'll cover, and we'll go into that in a lot more detail. We'll chuck some ideas around. We'll see if we can come up with some solid ideas to help everybody that's interested in putting maintenance plans into place. I'll see if I can drag Kyle in one day, because he's going to have some great ideas, with regards to this kind of thing. So let's take a look at doing something like that, and let's get that thing moving. Okay, what do we have? He's all flying up so quick. Right. My link does not work. Which link is that, Dinesh? Are we talking about my link to my sign-up page? Because I'm pretty sure it should be okay because everyone else has been using this. Let me just double check to make sure that is okay. So WPTuts, and we've got /VF 2020. There you go. So that's what you should see if you go over to that page and simply just drop in your name and your email address and hit that "What do I win" button. It could be something, it could be nothing. Just so you know, you're not being added to any mailing lists or anything on this. This is literally just for this tonight. After that, nothing more. So you won't get spammed. You won't get anything at all from this whatsoever. So as long as you know that and you're happy with that, all cool. Okay. Excuse the poochie barking. Okay, so sign up works fine. Thank you very much, Susan. That's great to hear. Okay, so maybe you want to just check to make sure that you've typed everything in all okay. Right. Okay, so is anyone got any more questions for me? Because we've got 4 minutes and we're going to then wrap this up for another live stream. And I want to say, first of all, before I do wrap it up, is thank you so much for taking the time to hop on with me tonight. And if you're based in the US and you've put off your Thanksgiving meal to get involved, that's been very much appreciated. And I hope everybody, well, I wish everybody could be winners in here tonight, but hopefully what we can have is I can keep doing things like this. We can get some more companies involved. We can have some more giveaways and things and try to do this on a semi-regular basis because I think it's awesome. And I think it's a good way of getting some real sort of a way of spreading around some great tools that you might not necessarily get access to. Show us your dog. Deirdre, I'll see if I can get him in you before I shut things down. Yeah, I'll see what I can do for you, okay? Your British accent is so nice. It's a pleasure to listen to you. Thank you very much. It's a Welsh accent. No, British. English. Welsh. Let's go Welsh. Thank you for your time, Paul. Charlie, thank you for your time. What is the meaning of life? 49, I think, isn't it? Was it 47? I'm a Celebrity is on soon, mate. Maybe I should stay on you another hour then, so I can save you from I'm a Celebrity. Dirk, go and enjoy your bite to eat. And like I say, you could be a winner. You never know. But go and enjoy your bite to eat. And thank you so much for joining me tonight, even if you were sweaty. Susan, take care. Great to see you here. And thank you very much for joining in. This was the answer in the beginning of the stream. Okay, I'm lost now on that one. A lightweight made in order type product. I'm lost on that one as well. There's 42. Thank you very much. 32. No, it wasn't 32, Jamie. 42. We can see we've obviously got a few fans of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in here tonight. Okay. When will the next one be, Oliver? I'm doing a live stream, I believe, next Tuesday. I think it's next Tuesday. I'm doing a live stream with Dave Foy very soon, where he wants to show you how to use Webflow. I'm doing a live stream with Kyle, which I believe is next Tuesday. And let me just start that again. I believe I'm with Kyle doing a live stream next Tuesday. I think, and Dave Foy, I think, is next Wednesday. Don't quote me. I think it is. And then we'll be doing the lockdown live as normal at 6 p.m. GMT on Thursday next week. So it's going to be a pretty busy week next week for live streams. 42 Brewdogs are the true meaning of life. I don't think I could. If you put the two together, 4 and 2, making 6, I could probably do that. 42, probably not. Okay. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and quickly go and grab my little dog if he's available, and I'll show you my little dog. So bear with me a second. I'm going to put up the details now for that competition, so you can make a note of that if you've missed it so far. Okay, so for those that wanted to see, this is my little pooch Bert. Bert, hey. As you can see, he's a little bit snobby. He's too posh to be on camera. He's been very tired today because he's been out. We took him to the mountain yesterday for a good long walk, and he's been out playing with his best pal today. So this is Bert. So hopefully he'll be quiet now for the rest of this. But yeah. So thank you very much, as always, for joining me tonight. If you haven't already gone and signed up, make sure you do go and sign up with your chance to win. And like I say, next Thursday is the live stream, the Lockdown Live. And like I say, I think Tuesday I'm with Kyle on the Admin Bar show. And I think Wednesday I've got Dave Foy. So keep an eye out for that. I'll have more information up on that in the next couple of days anyway. Okay, so thank you very much. And I shall see you all very, very soon. So have a fantastic evening and take care of yourselves wherever you are in the world. So thank you very much, as always, and take care.